Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the intermission of today's Gali Lucha Libre. And let me tell you, we got a good one going on. In talking about a good one, it's a fan that I have right now. To our delight, usually we feature fascinating wrestlers in this period of intermission of Gali Lucha Libre, but we decided to switch it a little bit to bring in a personality, to bring in a fan, to bring in somebody that I'm sure that you're going to be delighted to meet. Let's meet him right now. Paul Barelli, how you doing, buddy? Welcome.
Good, I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
All right, now let's just dive in. Let's talk about you, Paul. I mean, this is what. Let me take this pen here. It's my marker. Let's talk about this one here. What is this all about?
So this is a way for me to share my passion for lucha libre and my passion for Chicago and for education, and get the young kids, get them into the lucha while they're young, teach them the important things. There's more to lucha libre than flipping around and jumping around. There's a lot of dignity and respect and tradition and symbolism, and so you want to get kids involved in that end of it, so it's deep in their soul, like it is in mine.
This one here is called Águila Azul, the legend of Águila Azul. Can you please tell us? I'm going to use this one here, it's smaller. Can you please tell us what the title is all about and what the book is all about a little bit? Because I don't want to give it up. The
Right.
legend of Águila Azul.
I won't give away too much. I will say that
Right.
Águila Azul. So the Águila, the eagle, is a big part of the pride tradition of the Mexican culture and of the Mexican people, and it's a very noble and brave animal. So when this young boy decided he wanted to be a luchador, he wanted to be the luchador that his family and his abuelita really respected. So he became Águila Azul, the blue eagle. So this book, it takes place in a little village in Chicago, and a boy named Gervasio Garcia wants to be a luchador. That's all he wants his whole life. And we see the way he goes through to develop himself as a luchador and learn all the right things to do for both his heart and his body. And along the way, he loses a friend, and maybe he has to face that friend in the squared circle.
Let's just stop right there. So people, okay, let's go step by step. Where can folks that are watching this intermission show of Gali Lucha Libre can get this book? Where can they get it?
They can order it from Walmart. They can order it from Barnes and Noble. Or they can go to order from Amazon, or directly from the publisher, which is LexographicPress.com. LexographicPress.com. That's the publisher here in Chicago. But again, you just Google it on Amazon and you can get it right to the house. Also in ebook if you don't like to carry old-fashioned books around.
That's what I was going to ask you about that. That's because a lot of folks don't have the time to actually sit down and read a book. They could put it in their car whenever they're doing something about in the office or their house or the apartment. What got you? I'm so fascinated to have you on board at this intermission show at the present Gali Lucha Libre. I seen you in every Gali Lucha Libre that I have the privilege to do the play-by-play of the set luchas. I see you. You get into it. What got you involved in lucha libre? I mean, you're like a fan. Wow. Let's get done.
Yeah. Well, a big part of it is Gali. Gali is top shelf. Gali always brings the best show, the best. I mean, look at tonight. We got Canis Lupus, we got Dragon Bane, and we got Taurus. We have the great Black Taurus here tonight. You can't beat that. You got upcoming guys. You got some of the guys who've been around a little bit. And here's the thing. I go to Mexico once a year to go to the Arena Mexico to see the spectacle of lucha libre, and it's big and it's beautiful, and I've seen a lot of the people that come to Galley. I've seen them in the AAA arena. But when you're at Galley, you're so close to the action. You can feel it. You can hear it. You can hear the shoes on the canvas, and you can hear when they hit, and you get, it just brings you right in. Your cortisone just comes right into the ring with them, and you're, for that 2 or 3 hours, you're transferred away from all of your trouble, and you're just caught in the lucha. It's beautiful.
But when I'm doing the play-by-play, I can't help it to go with the action, what's going on inside the square circle and outside the square circle. And the camera guys follow the luchadores around, and then you come into the view, and then I can't help but to say something. What's going on about you? Oh, look, there's Paul, and then I keep on, I keep on with whatever the action or the luchadores are doing. But you haven't answered my question, brother, about what got you hooked, or not only Gali, but let's go behind or beyond Gali. What got you so pumped, so into lucha libre?
Well, the true story is, a few years ago, something kind of bad happened to me, something that wasn't great, something that was very painful. And I didn't know where to take the hurt, and I didn't know where to take the anger. You have to be careful when you're an adult to figure out ways to channel the anger. And I happened to be on YouTube, and I saw Lucha Underground. And I watched these guys, Mil Muertes and Son of Havoc, and these, of course, Pentagon and Phoenix. And I watched these guys, and it just consumed me. They were acting out my feelings and just tearing each other up. And I could feel it. And after the first time I saw it, when I was a kid, I watched Hulk Hogan. He's very boring. I watched a lot of the WWF stuff, really boring.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Right? but seeing these luchadors exploding, and after the first time I watched Lucha Underground, I was exhausted, but I wasn't angry anymore. So a couple of days go by, I'm going to work, doing my thing. I'm starting to get a little angry about what's going on. Go back to YouTube, watch Lucha Underground. It just took away all the anger, and I invested it in these guys, and watching Vampiro, hitting Pentagon with the fluorescent light, or watching Prince Puma get ripped off time and time again, and of course, Sexy Star and Ivelisse, they make it enjoyable to watch as well, and Cobra Moon. So that really ignited this flame, and then I began to meet some of the wrestlers at some of the shows. I've met Son of Havoc many times, wonderful guy. I've met Pentagon and Ray Phoenix and Drago and Arrow Star, and my favorite wrestler in the world, Thunder Rosa. So it's been a great journey, which manifested itself in me sitting down and going, I want to bring other people into my journey. Here's a way to do it.
Nice.
And hopefully kids will get involved, and they'll see that there are ways to deal with whatever they're dealing with in a way that they can express themselves, rather than do something that's not good for them.
So they can channel it like you did.
Right. Yes, channel their energy and channel their whatever is negative. It's got to be tough being a kid these days. There's so much going on, so much stimulus, so much, TV and peer pressure and this and that. And so for a kid to go, I can just run laps and dream about the day that I'm in the ring. Even if they're not in the ring, maybe they want to be a soccer player. Soccer players are in great shape. Maybe they want to play baseball. But to channel their energy and to play fair and to be respectful. So that's the point.
I have to ask you this, Paul. What has been, or one or many, I'm sure, of your most memorable wrestler? You mentioned a couple two or three of lucha that they tour either in Mexico when you go once a year, or here at Gali, that you will go like, wow, like you usually do, but more
Right.
off.
Well. So one of my favorite champions is here. It's Ray Fuego, and we were doing a show. They were doing a show at Gali in a hotel, and I was in the front row. And Fuego threw Espiritu Maya out of the ring. So I jumped out of the way because that's what you do. Is nobody gets hurt. I jump out of the way. So I'm watching. All of a sudden, Ray Fuego comes around from behind me, and he gets me in a full Nelson, and he gets me in between him and Mayu. And he's pushing me toward Mayu, and Mayu doesn't know what to do because here's this, this Blanco Gordo coming toward him, and he doesn't, and finally they pushed me out of the way and went back to the fight. But for that brief moment, for that little 3 minutes, I was part of the action. That was amazing. I don't know if I could ever top that.
So yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one very vividly. In fact, that one that you're referring to, correct me if I'm wrong, that's where today's lucha card it's happening.
That's right. Good. Yep.
I don't want to mention the name of the hotel because they're not paying for advertisement and this intermission. So, but that's yeah, I remember that vividly when they did that, and you were like, "What do I do? What do I do?" Because they caught you by surprise.
Yeah.
You must have relived that. You must have relived that in the back of your brain, and then on the tape on YouTube back in how many times did you play that video?
Only 8 or 9 or 12, And I printed up the pictures that my friend Todd, he took some pictures and had Ray Fuego sign it so that I could always remember, because he was a great champion. I really enjoyed watching him, and he made that a really good, exciting night. I'll tell you one thing that surprised me. About a year and a half ago, I met Chavo Guerrero. Now you see Chavo Guerrero, right? Always a heel, always a rudo, just a dirty scoundrel. I met him at a show. He was the nicest guy I've met. He was polite. He was like, telling me all these people in this room, and no one realizes that's Chavo Guerrero. I walked right up to him. We started talking. We talked about 25 minutes. He was talking about when you travel, when you come to towns, how differently you are based on if you're in a town that's primarily of a luchador show versus just a plain wrestling show, and how the crowds love to hate you, and because he is a heel or a rudo. He was so nice. I was like, I've seen this guy a dozen times, and he's never nice, but he was. It was really very, very nice to know. It was nice to see.
Nice. Paul, the lucha libre that we're talking about versus the regular lucha libre, like Hulk Hogan and all of those great Chavo wrestlers. Where do you see the difference between those two styles?
Well, in the lucha libre, in like what we see with Gali, what we see in Mexico, it's pure. It's more athletic. It's more. There's more art. There's more ballet, traditional. I like to call it folkloric. Where a guy named Arrow Boy is gonna fly. In the WWF, the other kind of wrestling, it's kind of a corporate formula. This guy is selling T-shirts, so we're gonna really give him the push. This guy got Vince McMahon mad at him, so we're not going to give him the push. Regular wrestling, it just seems like a product. It seems like a product that they're selling. Lucha Libre, as we know it, is an art form, and it's pageantry, and there's some brutality. I've seen some pretty brutal things. I saw Arrow Boy get his face and his mask shredded in a cage match at Gali. But it's not It's not a packaged thing. It's not a slick. You can't buy Lucha Libre at Walmart. You can buy WWF at Walmart. Lucha Libre, you got to find it, and then you got to love it. You got to embrace it, and it matters inside.
To me, it's a play-by-play announcer for Gali Lucha Libre. To me, it's you don't know where the action is going to come next. The guys could be in the square circle. Next, they will be outside the square circle, or they could go up the third rope or fly onto like I'm sure you've seen it. You know, we're part of the action. They fly into this the crowd, and then that to me is it's a commentary. It's an announcer. I don't know where the action is going to take me, and I'm sure for the fans, it attracts them, and it come here. I got something to show you.
It compels them. At Mano Lucha, I saw Angel Dorado jump off a balcony into the ring. The balcony into the ring. At Gali, we saw the Green Kid jump off of the top of the wall onto the floor and landed on some dudes. The sacrifice that luchadors are willing to make is so much deeper than the other stuff. They will sacrifice their bodies. Now, I will say there was a period of about 6 shows that, because I always try to get in the front row. There's about 6 shows where I got hit really hard in the chest, in the stomach, in other parts south. But if you're going to get in the front row, that's going to happen. And it's part of the excitement, because you're not going to get that close to a baseball game or a football game, but you're going to get up close and personal with some lucha libre.
The slap on the chest, like the Ric Flairs of that style of wrestling that we were just talking about, brought into the industry. And then it got caught on into the wrestlers from Lucha Libre. Those things, I call it not a slap. I call it like a kick, because I have a big hand, and I'm sure I've seen those guys, how this is less than the actual redness in there, and the slap the kick, as I call it. And it sounds so exciting. I might be kind of going the other way on this one here, but it's exciting.
When it's right, you can feel it. A chop, it's a chop. When it's right, you can feel it. I've actually seen guys, like during the intermission in some of the different shows during the intermission, they're outside giving each other chops. Go in the ring and let Gringo Loco do that to you. It's going to be a different story.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He is.
Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined today by Paul Valeri, an author. What else? You're an actor. You're an author.
Actor.
What else?
A musician.
A musician.
A musician. My main instrument is the bass, electric bass. But I sing. I sing in clubs. I do kind of a Rat Pack thing. I just filmed. I have one more day of filming on a feature film that, which is why I'm clean shaven, because I play a lot of gangsters. I play a lot of Italian gangsters, and true Italian gangsters don't have facial hair. So I grow a beard, I get a part, I shave the beard. I grow the beard, I get a part, I shave the beard. Also, there's a TV show on Amazon Prime called New Ties, and I'm in a couple episodes in the 2nd season, and we're starting to shoot the finale for that season. That I get to use a sander, electric sander, and sand a guy. Yeah. So wow. I have a lot of fun in my life.
You also teach?
I teach writing, different forms of writing. I teach improv. I teach filmmaking. So I keep really busy, and I've been very blessed to be in a community where I can do a little of everything. And then pretty much once a year, we didn't go in 2020, but my sister is a doctor. She lives in Mexico City. So once a year, I go down to Mexico City. I see my sister, my nephews, my cuñado, and we go to the arena and watch some good wrestling.
Good. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined today at the Lucha Libre intermission of Gali Lucha Libre by Paul Bulleri. And we were talking about the book that is on sale right now on audio books, and the book is available, and it's called The Legend of Águila Azul. Please tell us again, Paul, where they can buy this wonderful book. I'm halfway through.
They can get it on Lexicographic Press. Let me see if I can get it up there. Lexigraphicpress.com. That's the publisher. So they'll send it right to you. You can buy it at Walmart. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble. The easiest way is just go to Amazon. Go to Amazon and Google either my name or The Legend of Águila Azul. And you can order it through Amazon. I went to the publisher last week and I autographed about 100 of them. So if you order the first 400, you get an autographed copy. How about that?
I got mine autographed. Autographed. Listen, Paul, it had been a true pleasure to have you on this intermission of Gali Lucha Libre. Time flies. It's been so nice to talk to you, so enlightening to find out who the man is, the fan, the author, and all the stuff that you do, because you do so many fun things, and to see you at Gali Lucha Libre and to say hello to you and to see you on the camera when the action is happening outside and inside the ring. Paul Bulleri, it's been a pleasure. So we'll see you around. Stay tuned for the continuation of today's intermission. Oh, Gali Lucha Libre. And that's Paul Bulleri, ladies and gentlemen. See you, Paul.
All right. Take care.